The Philippines had completed its longest runway in an airport located on an island, which is situated in the core of the disputes between Manila and Beijing, the waters off the South China Sea. Occupied by the Philippines in 1971, Titu Island, known locally as Pag-asa, part of the Greater Spratly Islands archipelago, will now serve as a strategic military base of Manila to counter Chinese aggression in its sovereign waters. The extension of the airstrip, which will now allow larger aircraft to land, including the C-130 aircraft, which will significantly boost the island's connectivity and accessibility for both military and civilian use. Aside from the airstrip, the Department of National Defense is also building a hangar and control tower on the island, both of which are also close to being finished. These facilities will help ensure that aircraft arrivals and departures on the island are properly managed and run smoothly. The Philippines is upgrading these facilities on Titu Island, the only inhabited outpost in the disputed Spratly Islands, in a move seen as an effort to catch up with rival South China Sea claimants, particularly amidst lingering tensions with Beijing. China is likely to watch these developments closely, particularly any access given to Philippine allies such as the United States. The importance of the Pag-asa Island to the Philippines lies in its strategic location in the South China Sea, its permanent civilian population, and its solid landmass, which strengthens the country's territorial claims and legal presence. Under international law, it generates its own territorial sea of 12 nautical miles from its shoreline. The island serves as an administrative and military hub of the Philippines, hosting a runway, a civilian community, and fishing villages which are vital for asserting Philippine sovereignty and monitoring maritime activities in the resource-rich waters. As the largest of the 9 features occupied by the Philippines in the Spratly archipelago, Pag-asa is a symbol and assertion of Philippine territorial claims in the disputed region.
Pag-asa hosts the Rancudo airfield, a sizable harbor and a lighthouse, making it a vital military outpost and infrastructure for projecting power and maintaining presence. Infrastructure upgrades, such as the runway extension and new port facilities, enable the landing of larger aircraft and docking of ships, improving logistics and operational capabilities. The island is located just west of Loaita Bank and only 14.4 miles east of Subi Reef, a heavily militarized island of China. Analysts have warned that increased air traffic in Pag-asa Island could increase the risk of collisions between Chinese and Philippine military aircraft, where China is developed its own 7 outposts in the Spratlys. It built a 3,200-hectare network of man-made island, heavily militarized bases in the South China Sea. In 2025, China continues to militarize the Spratly Islands, with fully operational naval and air bases, including airstrips capable of handling advanced bombers on several islands. Specifically, Fiery Cross Reef, Subi Reef, and Mischief Reef are key locations with airstrips that allow China to project air power and potentially threaten other claimants in the South China Sea. With 3,000-meter runways on Fiery Cross Reef and Subi Reef, with Mischief Reef also having a cleared area for potential runway construction, these airstrips are strategically important as they allow China to deploy advanced aircraft, including nuclear-capable bombers, and extend their reach over the South China Sea, potentially impacting other claimants like Vietnam, the Philippines, and Taiwan. The militarization of the Spratly Islands by China has heightened tensions in the region and raises concerns for other countries with claims in the area, with the Philippines directly challenges and opposes the Chinese claims, as supported by the United States. China considers this area to be a legitimate extension of its territory, claiming historic rights to the South China Sea.
Across the vast waters of the West Philippine Sea, in the main island of Palawan, to counter the growing military bases of China surrounding the sovereign waters of Manila. The Philippines and the United States co-developed several military facilities in the island, from repair and maintenance facilities for naval assets, military airfield and seaport will be developed by the Allies in the province of Palawan. The U.S. Navy will construct not just one, but two facilities for the repair and maintenance of wide range of naval assets in a province facing the South China Sea, where confrontations between the Philippines and Chinese coast guards have flared. The Philippine government has approved a U.S. proposal to construct a boat maintenance facility within a Philippine naval detachment in Palawan, according to the official statements of the Philippine government. The U.S. Embassy said that the project will take place at Oyster Bay and in the municipality of Quezon in western Palawan province. The site serves as a key logistical base for the armed forces of the Philippines' rotation and resupply missions to the contested Ayungin Shoal. Palawan faces the disputed South China Sea, which Beijing claims virtually in its entirety, and is the headquarters of the Philippine military's Western Command, which deploys Navy patrol ships, surveillance vessels, and aircraft to defend its territorial interests. The project is part of ongoing efforts to strengthen the US-Philippine Defense Alliance, particularly in the face of regional tensions in the South China Sea. Though limited in scope, the facility's proximity to flashpoints in the South China Sea highlights its strategic value. The site is expected to strengthen logistical support for Philippine naval operations in areas that have seen repeated confrontations with Chinese vessels.
While Oyster Bay is not formally among the designated EDCA sites, the project reflects a broader framework of logistical cooperation. Amid rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea and increasingly perilous resupply missions, the plan underscored Washington's growing security engagement with Manila. The planned U.S. facility in Palawan adds to the list of U.S.-funded infrastructure under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, which allows U.S. forces access to selected Philippine military bases. The U.S. military has separately constructed warehouses, barracks, and other facilities in 9 Philippine military camps, where rotating batches of American forces can stay and store weapons under a 2014 defense pact. Palawan is home of the 2 military bases intended for joint use by the United States and Philippine forces. Antonio Bautista Air Base, one of the 5 first designated EDCA sites between Washington and Manila. This military airbase of the Philippine Air Force is located in Puerto Princesa City, a strategic location facing in the growing tension in the South China Sea. The base shares the single 2,600 meters long runway with Puerto Princesa International Airport. Another major military basis under Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement in Palawan is the new airfield and naval base in Balabac. Balabac Island was among the 4 new EDCA locations announced in 2023, along with Naval Base Camilo Osias and Lalo Airport, located in the province of Cagayan, and Camp Melchor de la Cruz in Gamu, Isabela. The new 3-kilometer runway on island of Balabac is a dual-purpose infrastructure designed for both military and civilian use. Strategically located near the Balabac Strait and China's military outposts, Balabac Island is a key point in the region's security framework. Its proximity to Mischief Reef, a disputed area in the South China Sea but within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, highlights its importance in territorial disputes with China. Beyond its strategic significance, Balabac plays a critical role in the Philippine Navy's operations and the US-Philippine Defense Partnership. An international sea lane in the southwestern Philippines also passes through Balabac Strait, making it more strategic. In addition, it borders the West Philippine Sea and is only 140 nautical miles from Mischief Reef, a low-tide elevation within the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines that was reclaimed and turned into a heavily militarized artificial island by China. Balabac also hosts one of the country's most strategic naval station of the Philippine Navy westernmost territory, and this naval station will help deter potential surveillance activities by foreign actors in southwestern part of the Philippines.